Hello, I'm Lara Kılıçarslan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. After over a year of constant bombardment, the guns have gone silent in Gaza, with a fragile ceasefire holding steady. The deal, brokered by Egypt, Qatar and the United States, was struck on January 15. The first phase, that started on Sunday, will last 6 weeks. During this time, 33 of the remaining 98 hostages will be freed in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees, mostly women and teenagers. There were scenes of jubilation as freed Palestinians embraced their families once again. It came after 3 hostages were freed from Gaza and returned to Israel. The women were taken to Sheba Medical Center, where they were reunited with their families. They were among 251 people taken captive during Hamas's attack in October 2023.
Like seeing videos of children screaming, crying, hugging each other, and it's for good reason, like it's for a positive reason. Watching journalists that I followed for 15 months like take off their press helmet and take off their press bulletproof vest and announce on air there's going to be a ceasefire. I don't have to wear this anymore because they're not going to bomb us anymore. Seeing all of the Palestinians that I follow on Twitter saying things like, we will return to the north, we're going to rebuild, we're going to like this is a testament to our steadfastness. Like, people are overjoyed. People are so happy, and it's so lovely seeing it. But just because there is a ceasefire does not mean we have a free Palestine. A ceasefire is really good news for those in Gaza because it means hopefully the bombardment will stop. But you cannot let any of the Western politicians, especially if you follow me and you're in the US or you're in the UK, forget that they made this normal. They made genocide on our screens every single day normal, and they're now going to start the process of rewriting it. The politicians that aid and abetted Israel are going to say they never supported this. They are already writing articles referencing the Lancet journal saying, oh, it's 40% higher than we thought. We didn't know. They did know.
Meanwhile, Palestinians have been walking through rubble-lined streets to return to their home.
هنجيب الركاب وهنبني وهنعمر وهترجع غزة أحلى من قبل. في طفلة بنت شهيد، في أختها، في ختار، في شاب، كلنا هنعمرها وهترجع أحلى من قبل. غزة فينا، إحنا اللي صبرنا وإحنا اللي صبرنا. ولا إنجازات لأي حدا ولا لأي قيادة ولا لأي كبير ولا أي دولة. الإنجاز هنا. هذا الإنجاز وأنا وهي ونفتخر إنه إحنا اللي أنجزنا، إنه صبرنا.
Israel's war on Gaza is the most documented genocide in history and was largely captured on social media. At least 195 reporters were killed, dozens were forced to flee Gaza. Bisan, who shared the daily horrors of the war, is now heading back to what remains of her home.
What is happening now is that the genocide is just slowing. It's becoming slower. And the media focus is decreasing because there is still an occupation, stealing land, killing people, arresting people, an apartheid occupation, chasing Palestinians everywhere, in Gaza Strip, West Bank, everywhere. Palestine is not free. 80% of Gaza is destroyed. We have a death toll much more what we think it is, what was officially recorded. People of Gaza lost their homes, their jobs, their businesses, their families. Gaza itself lost a high number of its workforce. And all of this does not guarantee that the war criminals will be held accountable, brought to courts, or even be punished. Can you imagine? By the way, also it is a temporary ceasefire. It's a temporary truce for 42 days only, and it can be extended. Okay, so what you need to know is that Palestine and Gaza changed the world forever. The world has changed by the blood of Gaza, and it must not return as it was before. The resistance and steadfastness of my people helped them to survive. But also your awareness, your boycotting, your seek to boycott Israel and its supporters to end colonialism made difference. So be aware, this change must go on by you and by us, must be even louder and faster.
More than 630 trucks carrying humanitarian aid entered Gaza from the Egyptian side of the Rafah crossing on Sunday. The United Nations Relief Coordinator says less than half of the vehicles have headed to the north. The trucks are carrying aid and fuel supplies for the war-torn region. Under the deal, Israel is required to allow at least 600 truckloads of humanitarian supplies into the enclave every day. TikTok is back up for its 170 million US users after returning President Donald Trump vowed to issue an executive order to keep the app alive. But he wants the popular social media app to be at least half owned by US investors. On Saturday, the app went dark after a national security law banning it officially took effect. By Sunday, Trump announced he would delay the ban's enforcement to allow time for a deal, prompting TikTok to begin restoring service. When the app came back online, users were greeted with a pop-up message thanking Trump by name.
Here's the message from TikTok. In agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the process of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalties, providing TikTok to over 170 million Americans and allowing over 7 million small businesses to thrive. It's a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. We will work with President Trump on a long-term solution that will keep TikTok in the United States. Trump had posted this earlier, saying he would not go after any businesses that continue to use TikTok. He said, "I'm asking companies not to let TikTok stay dark. I will issue an executive order on Monday to extend the period of time before the law's prohibitions take effect, so that we can make a deal to protect our national security. The order will also confirm that there will be no liability for any company that helped TikTok from going dark before my order."
While Trump's executive order is expected to halt enforcement of the ban, questions remain about its legal authority. Trump's move marks a sharp shift from 2020 when he supported banning TikTok entirely, unless ByteDance sold its US operations. Now, the incoming president has praised the platform, noting its success in reaching voters during his campaign. TikTok's massive reach has made it a critical tool for political campaigns looking to connect with younger voters. As the app regains its footing, its role in shaping American culture and politics remains undeniable. TikTokers greeted the app's return after a 12-hour blackout the only way they know how, by flooding the platform with memes, jokes, and over-the-top celebrations.
Funny. Yes, but not funny. Haha. Funny weird.
I'm really sorry, but I have to leave.
Bye.
I'll miss you.
We'll miss you too. See ya.
Remember how I made that video confessing that I don't actually cook any of my meals and I don't actually work out or drink coffee? I was kidding.
Hey. How y'all doing?
Instagram users who take pride in their perfectly curated grids might want to sit down for this one. A new feature is shaking up the app, leaving users frustrated as it messes up their carefully arranged profiles. Meta appears to be phasing out Instagram's iconic square posts, replacing them with a taller format. The change, already in place for Reels, seems to push Instagram further into TikTok territory.
Is it just me, or is Mark Zuckerberg doing the most right now? When I opened up Instagram this morning and I saw that they released some update that made my entire profile format look exactly like the TikTok format. All I can imagine is Mark Zuckerberg sitting behind a computer messengering all the people that work at Meta release this software update now, TikTok is going away, we have to capitalize on this, do X, Y, and Z, do all this stuff and make it literally the same thing as TikTok.
For many, it's an unwelcome shift. Users who meticulously create their grids say the new layout feels less polished and harder to manage.
Why did Instagram put a space right here, which is bothering me so much, our name up here, and then doing long photos? Because if this is part of your A/B testing, take me out, because I want the original version back.
Squares and square photos are sort of the heritage of Instagram, but at this point, most of what's uploaded, both photos and videos, are vertical, in their orientation, so portrait versus landscape or square. And it just is a bummer to overly crop them. So I know it's a change, I know it's a bit of a pain, but I think it's a transitional pain. I think people will, over the long run, be excited that more of their photos and more of their videos are actually visible as intended.
Some users are already sharing tips to fix your grid and keep it flawless despite the update.
Hold down on the post you want to resize. Go to the bottom, it's cut off here, but it says resize at the bottom. You'll see at the bottom of these options. Now, once you have clicked this, you'll be given the option to reposition the photo however you like. Move it up, move it down, zoom in, move out. So here, I put the title a little bit further down. And voila! So if you looked at your grid and it's for some reason zoomed on your nose, or your face is cut out of the frame and someone else's head is cut off, that's how you can do it. The Instagram update isn't too bad if you know that. I personally like it. It looks a lot better.
South Korea's impeached President Yoon Suk Yeol's detention has been extended. A Seoul court issued a warrant allowing investigators to hold Yoon in custody for up to 20 days, citing concerns that he might conceal evidence related to the declaration of martial law if released. Yoon was arrested on January 15 after a days-long standoff between investigators and his presidential security team. He is the first sitting South Korean president to be arrested. On December 3, he declared martial law, which lasted 6 hours and sparked nationwide protests. After the ruling, hundreds of Yoon supporters stormed the court building, smashing windows and doors. Yoon condemned the incident, calling it shocking and unfortunate. He urged his supporters to express themselves peacefully.
After the decision to detain him was announced, Yoon supporters that were protesting outside stormed the Seoul Western District Court, angry at the result. Once inside, the violent mob roamed the building looking for Judge Chang-kyung, who issued the warrant for Yoon's detention, presumably to cause bodily harm. Luckily, Judge Cha was not in the building. 45 have been arrested so far, with more arrests pending. 9 police officers were injured, with dozens more injuries reported from the area. These people also beat up and harassed random people that were just passing by the area, including a middle schooler, accusing them of being anti-Yoon. The police said that they're going to go after everyone involved, including all the right-wing YouTubers who may have had anything to do with this mob, which is good because their conspiracy theories contributed a lot for us to come to this point. This was the first time in history that a court was violently attacked like this.
Now back to the Gaza ceasefire. Despite large parts of the territory being flattened, many are still happy to be going home after 15 months. And that's our show. We'll leave you with some scenes from Gaza and the occupied East Jerusalem. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.